Oh, we share a common border with a country that you know. Just take a look at your atlas, it's the one that's down below. There's 50 states in the Union and something should be done to forget the War of 1812 and make it 51. There'll be color television, Social Security, racial segregation and the Birch Society. You can take the Fifth Amendment, you can vote for LBJ. You can even burn your draft card when we're Canada, USA.
Now some folks think we're English, which isn't true at all.
And some think we're a colony that's run by Charles de Gaulle. But we're looking up to greater things upon that glorious day when the capital of our little state is Ottawa, CA. There'll be color television, Social Security, racial segregation and the Birch Society. You can cheer for Jimmy Hoffa, you can join the clan today. You can even be a commie when we're Canada, USA. There's a bunch of stripes and 50 stars upon the Yankee flag. There's gonna have to be 51 when Canada's in the bag. But when we see the flag unfurled, we'll know we've won the fight. We'll be just before Connecticut in the third row from the right. There'll be color television, Social Security, racial segregation and the Birch Society. You can take the Fifth Amendment, you can vote for LBJ. You can even burn your draft card when we're Canada, USA. We'll all be very affluent in the Great Society. Their buck is worth $1.10 in Canadian currency. The economy's gonna take a boost, for it's very evident that it costs us more to feed a queen than pay a president. There'll be color television, Social Security, racial segregation and the Birch Society. You can cheer for Jimmy Hoffa, you can join the clan today. You can even be a commie when we're Canada, USA. There'll be no more selling prairie wheat to all the commie crew. There'll be no more Cuban sugar, that's very naughty too. But think of all the benefits that surely have to come when we're citizens of a country that's got the atom bomb. There'll be color television, Social Security, racial segregation and the Birch Society. You can take the Fifth Amendment, you can vote for LBJ. You can even burn your draft card when we're Canada, USA.
Oh, we used to have an army and we had a navy too. And we had a little air force somewhere up there in the blue. But there is something that I've gotta tell yer. We've been integrated now by Mr. Hellyer. The traditions are all dead. And now there's just one force instead. And it's 3 cheers for the Army, the Canadian Defence Force. We fouled up all the officers, they beggared up the ranks. They've got brigadiers in battleships and admirals in tanks. They've got tunics made of khaki and pants of navy blue. So if you don't know what to be on land or air or on the sea, then Army's the place for you. So if you don't know what to be on land or air or on the sea, then Army's the place for you. Right, right, middle, right, 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 center.
If you're looking for somewhere dynamic and bold, where commerce is booming and sidewalks are gold, where a feller is welcome to hang up his hat, don't come to Toronto, it's nothing like that. For Toronto's a place where the climate's unkind, where the people are dismal and narrow of mind, where an antique administration drags on like a bunch of small villages rolled into one.
That's Toronto the good, Toronto the good, the kind of a city to quicken the blood. So don't run it down, it's a charming old town, Toronto the ever so good.
We voice our opinions as much as we dare at a city-owned park in the pure open air, where every young Nazi can speak out his piece and poetry's read by the city police. Supporting our culture, we all play our part. We're bubbling with ballet and oozing with art. We've sculptures and paintings, including the sort where the artist ends up in the criminal court.
In Toronto the good, Toronto the good, the kind of a city to quicken the blood. So don't run it down, it's a charming old town. Toronto the ever so good.
They say that the car can do marvelous things. If you live in Toronto, you'd better grow wings. Take 65 minutes from Yonge Street to Main, then 95 minutes to drive back again. But our old city fathers know something's amiss. In their ivory tower, they're working on this. With the Gardner Expressway, they're forging ahead, and soon it'll take you 2 hours instead.
In Toronto the good, Toronto the good, the kind of a city to quicken the blood. So don't run it down, it's a charming old town. Toronto the ever so good.
But Toronto's our world, and wherever we roam, to dear old Toronto we always come home. Each familiar landmark looks better each time as it picks up its annual coating of grime. We breathe in our fill of the smoke-laden air, and we know that Toronto will always be there. Though skeptics may tell us to level the lot, we'll cling to Toronto, it's all that we've got.
It's Toronto the good, Toronto the good, the kind of a city to quicken the blood. So don't run it down, it's a charming old town. Toronto the ever so, Windsor was never so, Toronto the ever so good. Batman, 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 Batman. Let me tell you of a truly modern hero who's appearing in a television play. When the stupid cops are only batting zero, he comes zooming up and always saves the day. He was born sometime just after 1930 in the pages of a comic magazine. And though Dr. Freud might think that he was dirty, he's the nicest looking boy we've ever seen. He's the Batman, Batman. The criminals are really scared of that man. He's a real American beauty, he knows how to do his duty. Even if he's kind of fruity, he's the Batman. His opponents are all cunning, violent, stealthy, but he manages to chase them out of town. Those psychiatrists might say that it's unhealthy, the way he keeps that little boy around. They shouldn't say such things about young Robin. It is not the kind of talk a boy should hear. Last week the Batman found his helper sobbing when a TV critic said they both were queer.
Holy nails and
Poor Batman, Batman. We know that he is not that kind of Batman, for he's just like Robin's brother, almost like a second mother. They worship one another, him and Batman. So whenever someone tries to pull a caper and things in Gotham City get too hot, like he used to in our favorite comic paper, the Batman's always Johnny on the spot. Assisted by his blue-eyed little brother, he'll tackle one by one the dirty tasks until the country's safe for his mother and those little boys who like to dress in masks. Mr. Batman, Batman, when we grow up we wanna be like that man. Though accused of deviation and unclean association, the one to save the nation is the Batman. Batman, 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 pow!
We're trying to describe to you our true identity, the product of a land that runs from sea to shining sea. We never veer to left nor right, that's very ill-advised. We travel down the middle where you can't be criticized. For we're neither fat nor skinny, we're neither short nor tall. We're average Canadians and we hardly care at all.
We don't care for elections, but we have them now and then. And to our blessed government we send the nicest men. We have two major parties, they're both well known by name. It doesn't matter which you choose, they're pretty much the same.
For they're neither fat nor skinny, they're neither short nor tall. They're average politicians and they hardly think at all.
We've 2 1/2 children and a nicely mortgage pad. We're never very happy, but we're never very sad. We always use 2 languages and official forms and signs. For we're either French or English, but we can't make up our minds. For we're neither French nor English, parlons anglais ou français. We hate each other like the plague, and we hope it stays that way.
We're very well contented in this great and happy land, and those that criticize it, well, we just can't understand. We hope to stay Canadian until our dying day, unless we get our visa for the good old USA.
For we're neither fat nor skinny, we're neither short nor tall. We're average Canadians and we hardly care at all. Old King Cole, he called for his bowl and he called for his Mounties 3. Every Mountie had a red coat and a very red face had he. Which way did he go, said the Mounties, merry men are we. There's none so rare as can compare with a government enquiry.
Old King Cole, he called for his bowl and he called for his jailers 3. Every jailer had an excuse and a good excuse had he. He was flooding the skating rink, said the jailer.
Which way did he go, said the Mounties, merry men are we. There's none so rare as can compare with a government enquiry. Old King Cole, he called for his bowl and he called for his governors 3. Every governor had a long face and a very long face had he. He must have flown over the wall, said the governor.
Flooding the skating rink, said the jailer.
Which way did he go, said the Mounties, merry men are we. There's none so rare as can compare with a government enquiry.
Old King Cole, he called for his bowl and he called for his ministers 3. Every minister had a fond hope and a very fond hope had he. We'll have him back in a week, said the ministers.
Must have flown over the wall, said the governor.
Flooding the skating rink, said the jailer.
Which way did he go, said the Mounties, merry men are we. There's none so rare as can compare with a government enquiry.
Old King Cole, he called for his bowl and he called for his witnesses 3. Well, every witness took the stand, then he laughed very heartily. Gee, I can't remember a thing, said the witness.
Have him back in a week, said the ministers.
Must have flown over the wall, said the governor.
Flooding the skating rink, said the jailer.
Which way did he go, said the Mounties, merry men are we. There's none so rare as can compare with a government enquiry. Old King Cole, he called for his bowl and he called for his justices 3. Every justice had a good point and a very good point had he. We should have been extradited, said the justices.
I can't remember a thing, said the witness.
Have him back in a week, said the ministers.
Must have flown over the wall, said the governor.
Flooding the skating rink, said the jailer.
Which way did he go, said the Mounties, merry men are we.
Frere-a-lution, Frere-a-lution, ooh-ay-voo, ooh-ay-voo. Where the hell you hiding? Where the hell you hiding? You've been gone for so long. There's none so rare as can compare with a government enquiry. No, there's none so rare as can compare with a government